What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another transfer update video. And today we'll be looking at the latest news surrounding Arsenal. Lots of stuff going on today. New training kit, Europa League draw, previewing the game tomorrow against Fulham. Also, players being linked with moves to Arsenal. Lots to talk about. Big up to everyone for tuning in today. Thank you very much. And appreciate everyone who tuned in earlier for the Europa League draw. It was good fun. A little bit of banter concerning the teams that we was playing. Bodo Glimt, a team that I'll be honest, I'd never heard of until this morning. And, a few people saying they're a better team than I gave them credit for. But big up to everyone for tuning in. Make sure you lick down that like button, people. Subscribe if you haven't already and all of that usual good stuff. Let's go into Granit Xhaka mode. Lots to talk about today. Press conference reaction from Mikel Arteta as well. And, as you see, I've got changed. This morning I had the new Arsenal Jamaica training kit on. But the green screen in the background couldn't cope with it, so I had to turn it off. It doesn't look as good, so I thought I'd get changed. I feel like I'm turning into Ty. I've got about 15 training kits to choose from at the moment. But we're here, people, we're here. Big up to everyone for tuning in. And let's just recap what we did at the start of the last show as well, people. I see a few of you have been messaging me about the Jamaica Arsenal training kit. I told you earlier on, people, anybody that wants it, you've got to get it quick. It's limited edition. It's not a shirt that they're going to keep, getting more stock in. Once it's sold out, you may not be able to get it again. Some people have actually messaged and said it's already sold out in certain sizes, so quite fortunate that I managed to get hold of it. It's a wavy kit. They knew what they was doing. And it's Carnival weekend here in the UK as well. If you're wearing that, you can't lose this weekend, let me tell you. It's straight vibes. It's straight vibes. And, get yourselves one if it's still available in your size. I actually didn't see the long sleeve one. I'm not really interested in the long sleeve. As I said, for me, I wish they'd have brought it out earlier in the summer because I would have loved to have wore that on the Arsenal tour. But listen, as I said, I'm not doing the Cronke's work for them, but it is a wavy kit. Big up Buenos Aires, Goon. I hope you're well, bro. And big up to everyone in the community who reached out to him as well. I respect that highly, man. And, big up to you, bro. Kid said, man's got Notting Hill kit ready. Yo, I'm telling you, man, shorts and that, and you can't go wrong. Little pair of sunglasses, it's game over. You're doing what you need to do. Welcome back, C-Unit. Big up to Ammo. Hope you are well. Johnny said it's an absolute cold kit, latte, all vibes, carnival business, says Chris. Yeah, man. C-Unit business, C-Unit. And if I do go carnival, I hope to see some of you down there as well, man. So big up, big up. Nice kit, though, nice kit. But as I said, I think it's going to sell out pretty quick, people. Let's go back over the Europa League as well. Ho, ho, ho. That's the music now. I can't even remember the Champions League anthem anymore. We've been out that long. Europa League is all I kind of remember now. It was a joke before when I used to hear that music. Now it actually hypes me up a little bit. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Maybe I've accepted that we're a Europa League team. Nah, I never will. I can't lie. But the tune has certainly grown on me over the years. And here are the draws. Arsenal and Manchester United. Obviously, the two English clubs in the competition. And as we were doing the draw, I had to admit there was at least 7-8 teams in that competition that I'd pretty much... Well, I'd heard of most of them, but some of them I genuinely didn't know where they were from. And... yeah, man, it was a bit of a mad one. So, yeah, it's certainly not as glamorous as the Champions League. I think someone said it perfectly in the chat. Zoltan Gera, who used to play for Fulham and West Brom, was the guest who was, undoing the balls to bring out the team's names. Yesterday, they had Kolo Touré. So, Yaya Touré. So, Champions League had one of the best Premier League centre mids probably of all time. We had Zoltan Gera, who half the people in the chat probably can't even remember him. But that's the levels, man. That's the levels. Apparently, Yaya Sanogo was doing the Conference League draw. So it is what it is. But, this is where we're at. And we need to win the competition and stop playing around in it, really. We've been in it for far too long now. and we need to win this competition. So the 3 teams in our group, PSV Eindhoven, who now I want to beat them even more because apparently Ruud van Nistelrooy is their manager. Now, where's Martin Keown when you need him? Little forearm across the back of the neck just to let him know we mean business. And Ruud, who was a top player but a big cheat. And so we'll be hoping to get one over them. Obviously, Cody Gakpo, we've been linked with a number of times. He plays for them as well. And will he still be there by the time we play them, in fact? Bodo Glimt, who, I got to be honest, people, the community had to help me out here. Because there was the little slash between Bodo and Glimt. I thought they were 2 different teams who maybe hadn't played the final game yet. And somebody had to make me aware that it's actually one team. They're a team in Norway who apparently have had a lot of money invested in them. And apparently they're a much better team than I was giving them credit for. I can't lie, I've got a wicked sense of humour. I was bantering them. I'd never really heard of them. Apparently they slapped up Roma last year. Apparently they've won the Norwegian League before. But this stadium is 8,500 and it's on AstroTurf. I mean, listen, if I go to that game, I'm bringing my boots with me. If Arsenal want to give someone a rest that night, give me a run out, people. Surely we can take, Bodo Glimt out. I'm sorry, I don't care how much money's been invested and how decent they are. If we lose to Bodo Glimt, delete club settings, people. I expect us to turn them over home and away, even on AstroTurf. And FC Zurich, the final team. Decent history, them. A big Swiss team over there in Switzerland. So I'll be expecting Arsenal to win the group. Although PSV, I think, will be a tricky game. I think that will be a harder one away from home. But still beatable. Rangers beat them away from home. Big up Josh, I hope you're well, bro. He said, big up Curtis. They better get more stock in because I'll be down to the store with some roughneck bad boy for deal with them. I mean, our ramps are, hey, you told me, as Jay was saying, man, that they've sold out in his size already, which I did tell people this morning. Get hold of that shirt quickly if you want it, man. It ain't going to be around for long. Captain said Bodo, Quasimodo. Rodney says Bodo. I thought they were a martial arts team. Bodegard. Martin Bodegard, people, back in his hometown. Wonder if he's got any friends there, Maybe he can show everyone, apparently it gets quite snowy there in the winter, so that'll be interesting. Michael said they slapped Roma 6-1, calm down. I'm not even getting too caught up in that. I would imagine, I don't know. Maybe they are a better team than I'm giving them credit for, but I expect home and away victories against them. I can't lie, people. Man United's group, just briefly. Real Sociedad, Spanish club. Sheriff, who the team, I believe, they either beat or drew with Real Madrid in the Champions League last year. And Ammonia from Cyprus. So maybe a little trip to Ayia Napa for United fans before that one. But yeah, listen, United and Arsenal should stroll through, really. And certainly should win the group. Couple of bits of interesting transfer news that directly or indirectly affect Arsenal. Obviously, the Real Sociedad, a team we just mentioned, they've just sold Alexander Isak to Newcastle for £65 million. A player that Arsenal obviously were, we were basically stalking him in January. Remember the famous Arsenal fans finding his car and then taking pictures and going on Google Maps and typing it in to find out where he taxed his car. Well, he's gone to Newcastle, £65 million. Newcastle fans obviously very hyped. I've got to admit, in the end, I was glad we never bought him. I believe he only got 5 league goals last year, which is nothing to be shouting home about. But I'm sure Newcastle, from where they've been, will be very delighted with that signing. He gives them another option for Callum Wilson, who gets injured a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how he does over there, that is for sure. But they've paid big money for him at £65 million. Assassin said, big up Curtis, I'm dedicating this comment to the 10-year-old girl shot in Liverpool. Violence is not the answer. Come on, man, we echo those thoughts. And shocking news that we heard in the news. The second bit of news, people, is that West Ham have agreed a £50 million fee for Brazilian international Lucas Paqueta. Now, I'll be honest, that one bothers me a little bit more. Maybe he plays in a role that we've got players who can play there. Isaac don't bother me that much. I don't rate him. I think Jesus is way better. Paqueta's an interesting one because there were so many rumours that we were desperate to sign him, that Edu rates him so highly. How have West Ham managed to get hold of him? It just shows if you put the money on the table, you can get these players. Will Arsenal regret not signing Paqueta? Personally, I think he's a very good player. And I think that's a great signing for West Ham. Surprised that, bigger clubs around Europe didn't come in for him. Gunnar Paul, thank you for your super chat. Said, see unit. Loving the videos, loving the new kit. Had to buy to help put those pennies towards that Neto signing. Love the videos and love the content. Big up, Paul. Listen, I know many times, you know me, I'm shameless. In 4K, we don't hide it, people. I've said many times we got to get rid of the Cronkays. So when I end up buying 4 new kits before the start of the season, it looks a little bit hypocritical, but I'm straight vibes, people. You bring out a Jamaica training kit, you know what you're doing. I have no option. And then for me to turn it round, I say, listen, I'm doing it to try and get new signings. It's shameless, but I don't hide from it, people. Clement said, stream number 2 for Big C. And again, good morning. Arsenal should win Group A easily. Glint, Zurich, and PSV. We should be winning that. Omid said, as a Madrid fan, I love Isak as a footballer. People are too caught up with goals when his actual play is top-notch. His style of play suits the Premier League, whereas La Liga is more slow, which harms him. Listen, time will tell. Time will tell. Newcastle have got the money. If he does well, then maybe we'll have a question mark. But Paqueta is definitely the one that kind of interests me a little bit more. Dre said, also, I bought the Jamaica Arsenal jersey. It's dope. Big up, man. Big up. Yeah, you have to. It's vibes, man. Why not? Enjoy it. Them type of kits will be worth a lot of money in the future. Limited edition business, man. Omid said he's suffering in that system. Possibly. Definitely could be. Shampar said, Curtis, have you heard that an Arsenal fan called Jez, who does content with Lee Gunner, got attacked with a knife for his opinions? What? That's madness. That's crazy. I think I've seen him before. He's the older guy. I think one of the videos has popped up on Twitter before. I don't know him personally, and if that's true, so what? He got attacked with a knife for his opinions on Arsenal. Ah, man, come on. These kind of things here. Listen, I don't even know about that. I have seen him on Lee's channel before when it's popped up on the timeline. But listen. I hope he's all right. Hope it's nothing. I'm sure, obviously, if there was a knife involved, it must be relatively serious. But what kind of idiot? Cowards, people. That's all I can say. Listen, Jez, I've never spoke to him. Don't know him personally. But listen, get well soon. I hope he's not too badly injured. And Alana says, him and his wife. What? I mean, what? Them things there, like, I don't know what to say when I see things like that. I really don't. For football opinions, man, are that angry that your opinion is maybe different to theirs, that people are attacking him and his. Okay, them man, they aren't football fans. Them man are little cowards to me. I don't care. Football, people have to understand football is about opinions. The whole game is about opinions. All of us now, there's over 1,000 people here. We can all watch the same game and all kind of have a different opinion on each player. That's the game. That's the way the game is, man. I don't understand when fans get so angry with somebody having a different opinion, It doesn't make sense to me. That's crazy, man. That's society nowadays, man. And I don't know. Honestly, I didn't know about that, so I appreciate people letting me know. But big him up, Jez. And hope he gets well soon, man. Shambles. Absolute shambles. Big up my brother Deluded in the chat. Hope you're well. I have messaged you back. Check your inbox. Enough people then reaching out to me saying, listen, you and DG need to get a show. We've spoken. Make sure you check your DMs. Hopefully we get something sorted next week. Big up my brother DG. Make sure you follow him. And yeah, man, I know DG will be sporting that new Jamaica Arsenal shirt. Maybe we link up on at Carnival. Maybe Monday, Carnival. I might pass through on Monday, man. You'll see me in that Jamaica shirt, no doubt. Big up my brother. He said it's coming, folks. Don't worry. You know what? I'm going to say it right here. I messaged him And I told him, I said next Friday. So if we ain't get a show sorted next Friday, get back in his comments, you know. In fact, Bergwijn's left Spurs now, innit? So get back in his comments and let him know. But big up DG. Tarbs, I just seen your email before I came on. I appreciate it. I'm going to message you back when I come off air. So I appreciate that, man. I only just saw it, so big up. And DG's there. He said next Friday, lads. There we go. Listen, there you go. Yeah, so if nothing happens next Friday, I'm in his comments. And we ain't messing about. Big up my bro Theo. He said, Jamaica, they know how they got us all with this kit. You know, if Arsenal are smart, which they are smart with the PA, or with the PR, all they need to do is start going around all the different, cultures with the training kit. You brought out a Jamaica training kit. What do you think a Jamaican Arsenal fan is going to do when they see that? You ain't got no choice. You can't avoid that. When I saw that training kit, I say, you know what? You've got me. I've got nowhere to go. There's no way I can get out of it. So, yeah, man, if they're smart, they keep doing it, you know, do it in different areas of the world, man, but big up. Anyway, let's get into the show, people. Let's get into the show. And because I've been waffling on like Mikel Arteta for the first 15 minutes. But listen, if you see me at Carnival Monday in that Jamaica training kit, just know, people, just know that it's straight vibes, you know. Don't try that Jez thing with me, you know. Oh, I'm telling you, don't try that business, you know. It's just opinions, people, where it's calm around it. Broad said that training kit giving me 98 vibes. You know what I mean? Robbie Earl business. Back post header, people. You know what I'm saying? South London's fine. He says, facts, I put my card details through real quick, fam. Real quick. But anyway, let's get into the show before I go off topic too long, people. Let's talk transfers. Because I'm telling you now, it's been a good summer. It's been vibes. Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, all of that business. Everything's good right now. But I'm telling you, if they don't bring another signing in, then I'm vexed and I'm going to start moaning. I'm sorry, people. I know we want pure positive vibes right now. You know what I'm saying? And it is positive vibes. But don't do an Arsene Wenger to us. Don't make us think that someone's coming in and no one else comes in. For me, minimum 2 players need to be holding up that Arsenal shirt by the end of next week. Brand new signings. I want a centre midfielder and I want an attacking player. You better get someone through the door. We haven't done enough yet. I'm telling you now, if you want to win things, couple injuries and it's a crisis. You take Jesus and Partey out of this team, we're an absolute mess. I'm telling you now, people, you can't go 3-4 months with Eddie up top by himself or El Neni and Xhaka midfield. It ain't going to happen. So I want to see 2 more players coming through the door. Let's talk transfers. Big up KG in the chat as well, who said his mum loved that colour, so I had to order her one. You know, KG, I know deep down you're probably a bit of an Arsenal fan, innit? You know, one of my best friends, he was a Man United fan. But when I was younger, he used to say, you know what, man, I love the vibe of Arsenal, man. Thierry Henry, Pires, all that. I think everyone kind of loves Arsenal a little bit deep down. But we move. Go and follow KG, man. Big Leeds channel. He said, Fabrizio Romano has said Arsenal will focus on signing a new winger following Nicolas Pepe's loan move to Nice. Pedro Neto is the first choice by the club. While the player is tempted by the move, it's not an easy deal to do with Wolves at all. That was Fabrizio Romano on the Bet Victor podcast. Now, we've spoken about it for a few days. Wolves apparently have said 50 million or nothing. Like, don't negotiate. They want 50 M's or nothing. Like I said, they've sold Morgan Gibbs-White, who has made a handful of appearances for Wolves for £42 million to Nottingham Forest. So they're probably going, hang on a minute. We sold a young English player that was on loan at Sheffield United in the Championship for 42 million. And you're trying to come for Neto, who, let's be honest, is one of their best players. They're not just going to roll over and let us tickle their bellies, that's for sure. You know, Mendes works for the club. But Mendes could be the key to making the deal happen, because Mendes owns a lot of these players. He basically is the guy that runs Wolves recruitment. Most of their signings are Portuguese. Arsenal apparently want to pay 35 million for him. Wolves want 50 million. Can we negotiate somewhere in between? Could we get the deal done for around 42, 43 million pounds, somewhere around there? How much do you think he's worth? And would you be happy with the signing? I've said many times, just to give you a bit of insight, people, Pedro Neto earns £50,000 a week, which for Arsenal is light work, is absolute light work. What, you want 100 grand? There you go. How about doubling your wages? Yeah, I want to leave. Simple. We know that he's a big Arsenal fan. In fact, there were pictures in 2019 of Neto taking a tour of the Arsenal stadium. He's a fanboy. He said in the interview with TalkSport, Thierry Henry is his favourite player. He loves Arsenal, as so many players talk about Thierry Henry. I've said many times, people, I would be delighted if we sign Pedro Neto. I think he's got massive potential. He can play right wing. He's left-footed. I think he will suit the system better than what Pepe. I just think Pepe never suited the system. Listen, if Arsenal are going to pay 40, 45 million, like some of you are saying here, you just get creative with the payment plan. Klarna business, layaway business. All right, you want 50 million. Here's 20, and you'll get 25, 30 million over the next 4 or 5 years, and we break down the payments. You make it seem like light work, you know. Maybe we could even give them a player, you know. They did want Ainsley in times gone by. Maybe there's a way to get creative to get this deal done. So for me, Pedro Neto would be a fantastic signing. I hope we do get the deal done. Personally, I still think we're short in a few areas. I look at the wingers. You've got Smith Rowe and Martinelli on the left. On the right, you've only really got Saka now. And then Nelson when he comes back. Nelson, for me, isn't good enough. So I think we need another winger. Up front, obviously, Jesus and Nketiah. I think the gap is too big. I would like to get another striker who kind of fills that gap in between, and we definitely need another centre midfielder. I'm starting to panic about the midfield situation, you know. So there's the Pedro Neto news, people. Hasn't really changed. Hoping to see developments over the next few days, but Fabrizio confirming he's the #1 transfer target, so we'll have to see with that one. Sean, you're right. Straight brown envelopes. Listen, George Mendes, we'll pay 35 million for him, but here, there's a little bit for you, you know. There's a couple envelopes for you, mate. Get that deal done. So we'll have to see. We have to do what we have to do, you know. Big C, rate the profile pic. What is that, Arteta? Every day I'm waffling. Hey, it's legendary. Send me that pic, by the way, man. Email me, curtisshawtv@hotmail.com. That is a great pic. Elliot said, get the grill out, get Mendes on the job, and get the money out. I'm telling you, I think it's time for Edu to throw a barbecue. Clement said, great move by West Ham to get Lucas Paqueta from Lyon. Another missed opportunity by Arsenal. Not even putting in a bid. We better get Neto from Wolves. Pay the 50 million. I have to admit, Paqueta to West Ham, I'll be watching that one closely because I think we possibly we should have gone for him, but we'll have to see. I do rate Paqueta, I really do. Anyway, let's move on. Next bit of transfer news, people. We spoke about it yesterday, but I just want to briefly go over it with you. And that is Crystal Palace winger Wilfried Zaha. We spoke about it in quite a lot of detail, so I'm not going to talk about it for too long. Wilfried Zaha is being monitored by Arsenal. Zaha is definitely one of those players that ticks the boxes and that Arsenal have an eye on. This is Dean Jones, who works for ESPN. I believe he said this on the Football Terrace, so big up to Terry. And listen, not going to talk about it for too long. We know about Zaha. We've been linked with him year after year after year. Will we ever sign him? Probably not. There were quite mixed reviews from people in the comments yesterday. Like I said, a lot of people think that ship has sailed and we should leave it. Some people saying we should go for him. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit of a fan of Zaha. Me personally, Zaha to Arsenal would excite me. As I said yesterday, I think the fact that we've got 3 young, inexperienced wingers, I still think it would be good to have a winger that is a little bit older and has a little bit more know-how. So me personally, I can't lie, people, forgive me. I would take Zaha, I really would. But sometimes my opinions are a little bit controversial. As I said before, you know, I would take Marcus Rashford. You saw him against Liverpool the other day. He played really well, but he hasn't played like that for a long time. But Zaha apparently on the list. Do we believe it? I don't know. Can't really see Arteta managing Zaha is probably my biggest issue. Pat Does Fitness. Adidas charging a lot less for the Arsenal kit. Couldn't resist the new training kit. Proud to be half Jamaican. Big up, man. Big up. Why not? You know, treat yourself. Jack Lampard said, big up Big C, it's my birthday today. The big 23, hoping I'll get to see a great Arsenal side one day. Happy birthday to Jack. And listen, let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. A lot of people who are that sort of age, maybe early 20s, I've never really seen greatness at Arsenal. So I hope you get to see it, man. I really do. Big up Football Capo. Hope you're well, bro. He said Demilo, Gakpo, and Savic or Neto. Or Zaha and Tielemans. I mean, good options there. Gakpo is a player that I'm just not... I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen enough of him. Listen, Savic is one that I would love to sign. I would sign Milinkovic-Savic ahead of Tielemans, but it's just the price. He's going to cost a lot of money, so I'd like to mix a few of them there. But Milinkovic-Savic would be a great signing. Arsenal analyst said would love Zaha. Reem said Zaha would be a big signing. South London's finest, big up, bro. Yeah, make sure you smash the likes, people. Let's get 1,000 likes before the end of the show. Let's see. Brazy said, Big C, could you please check this comment? 2 of our Europa League fixtures will give us short week turnarounds versus Liverpool and Chelsea. This week I have strength in depth. You know, this is what I keep saying. These Thursday and Sundays and travelling, you have to bring in quality players. Let's move on from the Zaha one. Don't want to talk about it too long. Richard said, do you have any advice for me starting a YouTube channel, Big C? Trying to do a music channel with a guitar. Anything would be grateful. Took a bit of inspiration from your channel name. Listen, man, Richard's Guitar TV, listen. As I always say, you learn on the job. Let's face facts. Mikel Arteta's learning to be a football manager on the job. That's not me being disrespectful. That's a fact. He got the job having never been a manager. If you can be a manager of a major Premier League football club having never done that job, then I'm pretty sure there are many of us out there that can have decent YouTube channels. So learn on the job. Get the best equipment that you can possibly afford. And keep putting out videos and learn. It's as simple as that, and you'll get there. I look back on my first videos, and, you know, they're not great. I was doing videos with the fridge in the background, and I ain't talking about Harry Maguire. The clock was on the wall. I had shirts creased up, hanging on the wall. No microphone, recording on my phone. You know, we started with basics. I bought a tripod for £4. Some little wobbly handheld tripod. And held my phone. It was all mad, people. If it got a bit windy outside, you could barely hear me. So, yeah, man, just get going, man. Just get going and you'll get there. Victory through YouTube harmony, man. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's move on. I'm getting caught up today. I'm waffling a little bit myself. And speaking of waffle, let's get to the waffle master himself, the cone man himself. I have said that if he gets us Champions League, I will no longer call him the cone man, as some people say it's disrespectful. I think it's actually quite funny, but hey, it is what it is, each to their own. And Mikel Arteta was in buoyant mood. I've actually watched the press conference today. Usually I do press conference reaction without watching it, but a lot of people have been telling me, oh, you need to watch the press conference because sometimes you're getting the context wrong with what he said because you're reading it rather than listening to it. So I thought, let's be fair. Let's listen to it and then I'll read it back. So if you're peckish, get yourselves ready, get a drink, because there's plenty of waffle coming here, people. Cone Man music. Cone Man music is back, and the manager, Arteta, was in very happy mood as Arsenal get ready for Fulham. I will have a Fulham preview out late tonight. I recorded it a couple of days ago at the Emirates, so I'm going to edit that and put that out tonight as well, looking ahead to the Fulham game. I hope this isn't too long on the transcript, but we'll skip through it if we have to. And let's see if they spell anything wrong. On the team news and injury updates, he said everybody has trained this week. Everybody is fine. Hopefully we'll have a full team apart from Reece Nelson, who's been injured for a few weeks. Michael, let me just respond to this. He said, Curtis, how do you still dislike him? I really don't get it. Let me just say this. And you know me, I don't avoid these comments, right? Positive or negative, we'll have the discussion. I don't dislike the manager. I don't particularly like him or dislike him. I just want you to do the best that you can do for Arsenal. He's been in the job over 3 seasons. He's had 2 years where we finished 8th, and 1 year of finishing 5th, when, let's be honest, the year we finished 5th, we had 4th in our hands and just threw it up in the air. We basically alley-hooped it in the air for Tottenham to slam dunk it. There ain't nothing to do with dislike. I want the best for the club. He still has to prove himself in my eyes. I don't get caught up in form. I get caught up in facts. I want him to factually get this team into the Champions League. Then he'll get all the hype he deserves. I've been bigging him up. I don't think he's had lower than an 8 out of 10 in the player rating. So, Michael, no dislike. But he's still got to prove himself, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. Man said, breaking news, Big C is Arteta. He's got to prove himself, bro. That's all it is. Nothing more than that. Anyway, let's move on. But anyway, I appreciate your contribution to the channel, Michael. Some people were saying time out, but I won't do that. So everyone's there apart from Nelson. On what satisfied him most from the Bournemouth game, he said the way we played, performed, obviously picking up the points, continuing our run. He said the players, on the key differences between our start from last season to now, the players that we have available, the players that we had available, we are in a different moment. A year has gone by, the same players that were playing a year ago. I can show some examples, especially with our development players, and where they are today is a completely different scenario. We've got good momentum, good energy around the place, and good confidence, so let's keep going. Yeah, listen, man. I think we're in a good shape. We should be winning this game this weekend. Let's be totally honest. I know Fulham are in good form. We're a far better team than Fulham. We're at the Emirates. Fulham should be getting, we should be getting 3 points. So let's hope we continue. 4 wins out of 4, hopefully, after this weekend. On what to expect from Fulham, he said a tough match. They've been on an incredible run last year in the Championship. They did extremely well. They haven't lost a game yet in the Prem. They've played against 3 difficult opponents, so credit to them. I think it will be a difficult game. And obviously they drew 2-2 with Liverpool. And they beat Brentford last week. On Mitrovic's threat, he said, as you could see, last season he scored 43 goals in the league. He's already scored 3. In terms of efficiency that he has in these areas, he's one of the main threats of Fulham. I think he's a good player, Mitrovic. He's a bit of an old school striker, throwback, big, strong, physical, makes life difficult. I'm going to be honest, someone like him would be a good backup for Arsenal. Like to come off the bench. But obviously, I don't think he would leave them to come and sit on the bench for Arsenal. That's the problem. But a difficult opponent. He will give Gabriel and Saliba something different to think about. Fitz said, I don't get why this fan base excuse and forgive any failure Arteta has. Never seen this in all my years following the Arsenal. Hey, Fitz, don't say too much. They'll come for you. I just want him to prove what he's about. That's all I'm saying. Broad said, how can you not like him? Did you not watch All or Nothing, Big? Here he goes. He's a wind-up merchant, this brother, Arteta or Nothing, as we call it over here. Snake Eyes, big up the C unit. Hope you're well, bro. I did get back to you by email, so check it when you get a chance, bro. And hope you're well. Hope everything's going well. Chris said, more facts with Fitz. Listen, Fitz is a straight talker, man. He don't mess about. And he's got high standards when it comes to Arsenal. On Nicolas Pepe's departure, he said it's been 3 years since he joined the club. He's had some very good moments. And somewhere he hasn't contributed that much to the team in terms of minutes. And we have decided that for every party, it was the best decision to allow him to go. He needs minutes and needs to play football, and was really adamant to do that. And we decided it was the best thing for everyone. Obviously, Pepe has joined Nice on loan. Didn't really say too much about it there. On the mood of the camp, he said the mood is really good. The energy is good. The boys have trained exceptionally well this week. We just have to put in another good performance. On our Europa League ambitions, he said we have to go for every competition that we are present in and try and win it. We'll go step by step and see what the draw brings and start to prepare for the competition in the best way. I think they did this press conference before the Europa League draw, which didn't really make sense. Smoky Settings, big up, bro, for the super chat. He said, Afi catch vibes in a this, but Listen, bro, it's always vibes here, man. It's always vibes. Big up yourself, Smoking, man. I appreciate it. Brandon said, Aubameyang close to Chelsea. Prepare for that famous front flip at the Emirates. Listen, if he signs for Chelsea, man, that game at the Emirates, if he's starting up front, is going to be serious. Big up Omar, who says, see you, Nick. See you, Nick. My brother Theo said, I'm with you, Kurt. This is the definitive season. He's got the players he wants. We will talk in May when the dust settles, but we have started well. Hope it continues. Listen, I tell anybody who knows me, anybody who's watched the channel, when we appointed Mikel Arteta, I was fuming. I didn't want him. I thought we was in such a mess that we needed a manager with experience who know how to rebuild. He got the FA Cup. That got him a lot of credit. He kept us in Europe. Aubameyang signed the deal. Partey signed. Robbie was doing spins around the Emirates. It was all good. We had a stinker. Finished 8th. Okay, one bad year. Second bad year. No, that was the first full year. Finished 8th. Then he got more players. Had a much better season, but finished 5th. It was painful to miss out on top 4. Tottenham grabbed it. That's painful for any Arsenal fan. This is the year for him now. You've settled in as a manager. You've signed a number of players. You've got rid of the deadwood. Now is the time. We're playing good football. I think now you've got to... I don't ignore what's happened before, but now there's no excuses. And that's where I'm at with Arteta. Listen, if Arteta gets Arsenal in the Champions League and keeps building, as I've always said, I'll be the first person on this channel to say, listen, I didn't rate him, but he has turned things around and he deserves a lot of respect if he does that. Because the difference with him and Emery, in my opinion, and why I do give him a little bit more credit if he gets us top 4, I believe Emery's job was just to get our team back in the Champions League. Coach the team, get them in the Champions League. He didn't sign the players. He was called head coach, not the manager. I think with Arteta, they've asked him to rebuild the football club. Change the direction, change the way that we move. So I think if he gets us in the top 4, it's probably a bigger achievement. But it's got to be done. If he does it, he will get all of his credit he deserves on this channel. Maybe we'll eat waffles live on the stream, people. What more credit can I give him for that? Snake Eye said, Big C, what do you think needs to happen to rate the window 10 out of 10? 10 out of 10 is the perfect window. Very few clubs have what I would call a 10 out of 10 window. For me, a 10 out of 10 window, I would still sign an attacking right back to challenge Tomiyasu, because I think nowadays your fullback should be attacking. So I would like to see an attacking fullback to challenge Tomiyasu. I would get 1, maybe even 2 centre mids. I would get a striker and a winger. So that would be my perfect window, but that's not realistic. They're not going to go and sign 4 or 5 players from this point. I think realistically a very good window would be 2 more signings. If we got a midfielder and an attacking player, I think that would be an 8.5 window, in my opinion. So I think we've had a good window so far. If we don't sign anyone else, I think I downgrade the window to a 6, because I can't understand how you can go with the same midfield partnership. For me, you have to bring a centre midfielder in. C will trust the process. Listen, the proof's in the pudding, as they say. Latte, big up, bro. He said it's a fact he has more failure than success. Listen, if you look at the overall seasons, you can't say that them 8 seasons are a success. But listen, let's look ahead. Let's hope that this season he does the business. But big up to Latte, bro. On our Europa League ambitions, he said, oh no, we said that. We have to go from every competition, try and win it. We'll go step by step. On financial fair play, he said we are compliant and we have heard nothing from UEFA. I don't know where that has come from. I think the club has been very disciplined all the time and has a very clear vision on how we want to do things, the limitations we have and how we have to deal with things. So in that sense, nothing changes in terms of transfers in this window. Obviously, they revealed the other day, Arsenal have lost £236 million over the last 2 seasons. Obviously down to the fact last year we spent 150 million. We spent 120 this season. And if you look at the transfers out, we've barely sold anybody. We haven't made big money from the transfers out, which is very frustrating. So the club need to make some money this year. And I think Champions League football is imperative for the football club this year. I really do. Elliot said a centre mid and a winger is an A window. Yeah, I agree. 8.5 I would say is an A. 9.5, 10 is an A star. Nick said idiots in this chat claiming Jez's assault is fake. Some of this listen, like I said, I didn't know about that until people put it in the comments. And listen, man, hope he's all right. Don't know him personally, but you know it's shocking. As I said earlier, if a so-called Arsenal fan does something like that, you're not a football fan. You're an idiot. He goes on to say, on his upcoming 100th Premier League match, tomorrow is his 100th Premier League match. Listen, I think he's done well to make 100 games, considering, the way things have gone. But listen, let's hope he can do well. And if he's here for a lot longer, keep improving, Big up Richard Guitar, said, thanks so much for the advice. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you at a game one. And I'm not going tomorrow. I'm not going, but I will be going to some games, especially these Europa League games. Arteta said, I just found out time flies. It's such a privilege to be in this football club and reach that number. Hopefully we can extend that for a long period and bring joy and a lot of wins. Let's hope so, man. If you're here, then do well. It's as simple as that. On Hector Bellerin, his stepson, he said, there are still a few players that we are having discussions with about their futures and we'll try to find the best solution for all parties. I think Bellerin will leave before the window closes. Hasn't even been on the bench for any of the first few games. They've got to find a solution and get him out, and he probably ends up at Real Betis. Again, will Arsenal get any money for him? I think if he was at Liverpool or Chelsea, they'd probably get 10, 15 million for Bellerin. It wouldn't surprise me if we let him go for nothing, which is disappointing. Smokey said, Big C, more vids with troops for the Europa. Yeah, man, why not? We'll be travelling. We're travelling, people, this year. I told you, Europa League, we're going to get some more Shaw on tour, especially for the early rounds when I don't think those watch-alongs are as engaging. If we're playing teams that are not as good and we're playing weaker teams, I'm going to travel to a few of these games, that is for sure, people. On whether he ever doubted the project, he said, we are human beings, we doubt, especially when you lose football matches. With the environment turns around, I think he meant to put when the environment turns around, and you don't find a real way to win the matches, even though you deserve to, you have to find other ways to adapt. Sometimes you have to do that, but at the end, you have to feel what you do because it's the best way to transmit. I knew that word would be there, especially to your players and then to your supporters and everyone around the club, and that's what we have tried to do at all times. On being equipped to play twice a week, he said it's a completely unprecedented season, not only because we're going to be playing a lot of weeks with 2 or 3 games, especially because we have the World Cup coming up. We don't know how that's going to affect us, so we have to look at the overall picture, and the preparation and organisation is being done in regards to that. And you're going to need a big squad. You can make 5 subs this year. You need to be able to bring on quality players. And this is why I'm saying, for me, having looked at the bench the first few games, yeah, there's a few good players there, but I think now Pepe's gone, you've got to get 2 players in at least before that window closes. Mankind said, forget Neto, get Zaha, although Mr. Gunner says Neto all the way. I think for the here and now, Zaha gives you more straight away the day he comes in. Neto is 7 years younger than him, so as a long-term signing, he would be better. For me, I'll take any of them. Give me any of them and I'll be happy, people. I can't lie. I just want quality. I have to admit, with Gakpo, I'm not fully convinced. What I've seen of him, is it, Dutch league tax? I don't think he looks better in that league than Memphis Depay used to look in that league, and he came to the Premier League and struggled. Some players come out of that league and do well. I'm just not fully sure about this Gakpo. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it goes, people. Let's see. Rob said, my main account got blocked. I have an unacceptable opinion about just making up a lie. I thought this was free speech. I didn't. Rob, I can assure you I didn't block you. So maybe one of the mods. I didn't even see your comment, Rob. But let's keep it respectful, whatever you said. I didn't see it. King Henry said, after 100 games, Arteta's Arsenal have amassed 54 victories, 3 more than Wenger, and only 2 shy of George Graham's club record of 56 after a century of matches. So, yeah, I mean, I suppose when you compare it like that, it probably looks decent, but still too many defeats in there for me. Bowler TV said, Gakpo is a baller. On Gabriel Jesus' form and Aubameyang's reported move to Chelsea, he said, with Gabby, obviously we are exceptionally happy with the way he's settled, with the way he's performing and what he has brought to the club in general as well. In relation to Oba, it's his future and we wish him the best whatever he decides. On whether he will have a coffee with him, he said, I normally don't do that with players. What kind of question is that? Oh, yeah, you kicked him out the club and, he was turning up late for ill discipline. He goes to Chelsea, who are kind of, a London rival. And, oh, yeah, Oba, do you want to meet up for a coffee now you're in London? It's just not going to work like that, is it? Just be real with it. Who's asking these questions, man? Broad said Curtis travelling to Europe to see Big Eddie lead the line. Big respect. Yo, I'm telling you, the flights better be cheap because I know Jesus probably ain't going to be starting. So it's got to be a bargain. If I'm watching Eddie up front, probably El Neni in midfield and Rob Holding in defence. Maybe Matt Turner in goal. Guna Paul 657, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said C Unit, just helping my stepson put his stickers in the World Cup sticker book and listening to this vid, and he's just got Gnabry. If only we got him. How? I don't know about anybody else. When I was a kid, I always used to get sticker books. And I never completed one sticker book. I remember one year there was one sticker I needed and I couldn't get it. I don't think I ever completed a sticker album. I remember always, every time I went shop, Mum, can I get stickers? And I never completed it. It was a shame, but they were good days, man. You go and swap them with your friends and that. South London's finest said, I'm assuming he's talking to Richard. He said, yeah, you got blocked for your Jez comments. Yeah, I didn't see it, but the mods, I know they look after the comments, so I'm sure they wouldn't block anyone if it wasn't disrespectful. So it is what it is. Richard, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, smash the likes, people. Big up, Big C. Did you talk about the new Jamaica pre-game kit? Bro, I wore that this morning in the Europa League watch along, man. Don't you worry about that. Listen, one of the best training kits I've seen at Arsenal. But I am a little bit biased, I can't lie. But yeah, great training kit. Try and get it. Gunnar 8 said Panini. Those were the days, man. Those were the days. There was always like one shiny sticker that I couldn't get. And I'd always try and swap it, but I don't think I ever completed one. But those were the days. Do we collect them this year for the World Cup? Wonder if we could make that into content somehow. I don't know. Maybe we get the stickers back out, people. We're all big kids at heart at the end of the day. Maybe I'll start buying stickers. Marley Guna said, you missed my super chat. Inshallah, we win in the league. Hey, listen, man. We're going to need some spiritual help to win the league. Maybe we'll win the Europa League. You didn't say Premier League, so maybe it doesn't count. But big up Marley Guna. I'm going to go back through and look for your super chat. Apologies. I missed a few here. Janin said Zaha didn't travel to Manchester. Maybe. Don't gas me up. Please don't gas me up. So Palace are playing Manchester City, right? Am I right there? Don't gas me. Don't tell me Wolf's coming to the carpet. All right, Man City. Let me type in Wilfried Zaha. Is Zaha not going to Manchester? Because if he's having a medical at the Emirates, or is he injured? I can't. Oh, Zaha has not travelled to Manchester. He's out of the game. Boy, I don't know about you, John, but Zaha could be on his way. Listen, maybe he's injured. It could just be an injury, but the deadline day is this week. It's crazy. But yeah, thank you for telling me that anyway. Thank you for telling me that. I can't see that super chat that I apparently missed. Can't see it. Oh, there we go. Big Funker, inshallah, we are going to win the league. Listen, like I said, maybe Europa League, but I don't think it will be the Premier League for a while, that's for sure. But big up, man. Appreciate your support. Is he injured? Let me know, people. I haven't seen it, but he's not. Apparently, he didn't travel. Rashan said, my brother called me talking about my comments on Arsenal Champions League. I would like to apologise to absolutely nobody. Listen, it was a great comment. I'll give it to you. It was good banter. Zaha to the carpet, man. I'm ready for it. I want to see them stepovers on the carpet. Boyhood Arsenal fan. Curtis, will you do the Robbie dance if Zaha comes? Oh, yeah, no doubt. Zaha gets me spinning around like Robbie at the Emirates. I can't lie. He hasn't travelled to Manchester. Let's see what happens. Maybe it's just an injury and I'm getting carried away. Anyway, let's get back to the press conference. Waffle settings. On whether Pepe's transfer fee weighed him down, he said, I don't know. I think Nico tried to deal with that the best possible way. Obviously, he's not responsible for the price that a club pays for him. He tried everything. His attitude and the way he is just phenomenal. You have to meet the person and you will love him for the way he is. In terms of the decision we have to make on the pitch and what we have to select, we have made other decisions. Obviously, that has had an impact in terms of the chances he's had to show his quality. It was interesting in the documentary. You saw no real connection between Arteta and him. You never saw them speak. I don't think he said anything in any of the episodes. They didn't even speak about him. So, yeah, it's interesting. And the way that he says his attitude and he's just phenomenal. We'll have to see, people. We'll have to see. But I hope he does well on loan because ultimately we're going to need to sell him. The missing piece said, Curtis, I checked. Zaha is not injured. He is out of the squad. Oh, don't do this to me. People, if you know this channel, you know I'm Wilfried Zaha FC. I want Zaha at the carpet. I want to see them step-overs. So if there's no injury and Palace have left him out, something's got to be happening. Someone said here, but then I have seen here, Zaha hasn't travelled with the team due to injury. And then some people put Zaha trained all week. Now he's faking an injury to get a move. Yeah, I don't know. Some people saying he's injured, but it is what it is. Imagine if we replace Pepe with Vieira. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I need a new winger. Zaha spotted in London. Oh, yeah. Josh said, yeah, he's injured. I checked again. Yeah, it is what it is. In terms of Pepe, he said, on whether it's the end of his Arsenal career, he said he needed minutes. He's been craving for minutes. He talked to me a lot about it. I could not guarantee it right now. What he was looking for, and at some stage, if you extend that period for too long, frustration comes in and the level of performance won't be what we want. So we decided it was the best thing to do. I mean, he's doing the politician thing there. He's answering without answering. Is it the end of Pepe's Arsenal career? He hasn't answered that question. So I would say that it probably is. By the time his loan finishes, he'll only have a year left. And yeah, they're not going to let him run down his contract. The problem is, if he does bad at Nice, he's got a year left. What do you do with him? Do you extend his contract to make sure that he can't leave for free in a year? I don't know how you deal with that situation. So I hope for Arsenal's sake that Pepe goes there and rips the place up and scores big goals. Peter said we are winning the league with Zaha. Rodney said no way Palace would leave him out at City unless he's injured. Unless he's on his way out. He's got a year left on his deal. I don't think they would let him run that contract down, as I've been saying. On if it will be a failure should Arsenal not qualify for next season's Champions League, given the players the club has brought in. I like that question. Straight to the point. He said, I think it's a question for all the Premier League teams who are buying 6, 7 or 8 players in their starting 11. You ask that question, what is failure? We have to perform week in, week out. We have started well. We have to focus on the next match. Again, he's got a future in politics, this guy. Listen. If you've bought 6 or 7 players, that's got nothing to do with whether you should get Champions League. Nottingham Forest have bought about 15 players. It doesn't mean they should get Champions League. It's relative to the position that you're in the league. The reality is, nearly 400 million spent, 3.5 years in the job, a lot of patience. A lot of you have been a lot more patient than I have, so fair play to you. But even I've taken a little bit of a backseat this year and said, listen, do the business this year. Arsenal have to be in the Champions League by the end of this season for me. They have to. We've had enough time. We've spent enough money. We've brought in enough players. We've got 2 opportunities with top 4 and the Europa League. Arsenal have to be playing Champions League football next season. For me, if not, I consider it a failure. If he gets it, then I'll give him his credit and it's a success. So, but I understand he doesn't want to put the pressure on himself by saying we have to get Champions League. On if the club have learnt lessons on the recruitment in the light of Pepe's transfer and subsequent loan, he said, I don't know the club, and whoever decides to bring in players, wherever I've been involved in the past has always been with the best intentions. I'm going to skip through that. Listen, I get his point there. You know, no club ever buys a player and thinks, you know what, let's spend a load of money on this guy so that he messes up at the club. Everybody thought when Pepe signed for Arsenal, we'd signed an absolute beast. We were all doing the celebration. We was all gassed. You know, we all thought we'd got a top player. You saw the goal record in the French league. It just hasn't worked out. He's played under 3 different managers. And, 3 if you include Lundberg, which was just short term, but 2 full-time managers. And, it hasn't worked. Emery didn't want him. Emery wanted Zaha, so he was never really wanted by the manager from day one. And I think he doesn't suit the Premier League. Apparently, Leicester offered more wages to take him on loan, and he rejected it. So he clearly wanted to go back to the French league. Big up Anthony with the super chat. He said, it's so good that Saliba is able to speak English and learning, and that he settled in well, because with Pepe gone, he's now the only French speaker. Is he the only French speaker? I'm not sure. I know what you're saying, but I'm sure there are probably players. I mean, Gabriel played in France. He might speak French. Certain players. I'm trying to think. Thomas Partey, does he speak French? I'm not sure. I'm sure there are other players that do speak French. I know Arteta speaks French as well. But yeah, Saliba looks fantastic. I'm just still a little bit concerned. I want that new contract to get signed. He has to get Champions League. Sambi apparently speaks French as well. Pat said, Zaha slaps though, respectfully. He's fire, Prem experience, speed, finishing, a bit whiny. But yeah, listen, Anelka was whiny. We've had many whiny players that have done the business. So I don't mind about that. Anthony Taylor said, I'm back for tomorrow. Arsenal v Fulham, stay tuned. That concerns everyone. You know, Anthony Taylor is a problem to anyone. Big up to you. I love these little accounts, man. We got Granit Xhaka here. He said, Arteta sitting on the fence with these questions. Still better than El Neni sitting on the bench. El Neni doing bits in the gym. The amount of bench he sees. And there you go. El Neni's here as well. He says, bonjour to Granit. Mr. Banner said, off the subject, what do you think of the Carnival kit? Glad to catch you live. I'm normally at work. Carnival kit is banging, bro. And as I said, by the way, I am going to start doing some different stream times. I'll still continue with my usual 2 o'clock ones. A bit later today, but just because we did the Europa League watch along earlier. But I'm going to do some evening ones as well to maybe make it a bit easier for some people to tune in. So yeah, man, look out for that. Hey, Shampoo, we got an elite chat here. I believe it's the best chat on YouTube. Maybe I'm being biased, but we got banter, we got vibes. It's all good, and we're a collective community as well. On if he's looked at the Europa League pots and the opponents he likes, he said, inevitably, you look at the travelling. I'm really surprised they didn't do the press conference after the draw so he could react to it. Here we go. Here's the questions. On whether Pepe will be replaced in the squad with a new signing. He said, if we can implement the plan we have, we will try to do that. In the plan, that Pepe's loan move was something that could happen. Now it's a reality, and we've been preparing the last 2 months in order to achieve what we want. Whether that's possible or not, we will see. I mean, I like the fact he's saying he wants to, but I'm sorry, people. I just get Arsene Wenger vibes when I read those words, you know. Yes, if we can find the right player, we would do it. And then you tell me that Danny Welbeck's back from a 6-month injury and it's like a new signing. Arteta will probably say, Fabio Vieira can play on the right, and he hasn't played for us yet, so he's our new replacement for Pepe on the right wing, even though he doesn't naturally play there. So I'm happy he wants to get players in, but I'm not happy with, the PTSD of the past with the transfer windows. So, listen, I hope he gets somebody in, that is for sure. JW said Arteta speaks 7 languages. It's unreal. I saw that. I think Wenger spoke about 7 languages as well. So maybe he's a young Arsene Wenger, people. Rick said the perfect invitation for you to do the Wenger impression. You knew I was going to do it. You said this before I even said it. I had no choice but to do it. Gunnar Vettel said, Ornstein said, never say never on incomings. You simply never know with Arsenal because we've been here before where it felt like it was going to be quiet and then exploded into life. I mean, this was the guy that said we weren't interested in Pepe. 7 days later, he was holding up the shirt. So, you know, I don't like to buy into all of it. Yeah, Marquinhos could be the new right winger as well. He could quite easily drop one of them on us. Oh, Marquinhos hasn't played for us before. He's a new signing. Broad said he speaks 8 languages. Waffle. Broads, honestly, man, you're something else. He's hilarious, but shambolic at the same time. You're a legend, though. You're an absolute legend. You are on the verge of a 3-minute timeout, though. This can't carry on. It really can't. Right, let's move. LSK said, I only care about this chat. Yeah, what a chat we've got. On if he'd be happy with his squad should Pepe not been replaced, he said, we've done it in different ways. At the start of the window, we signed players before getting other players out. Now we've done something different. We've let a player go and we'll maybe, he says, be able to recruit somebody. Again, somebody, you know. Everything tells me, people, and maybe I'm reading too much into this. Everything tells me Arsenal are not going to sign a centre midfielder, and that sends me into panic. I'm sorry. Maybe Zinchenko can play there, but Xhaka Partey and a Partey injury gets the Chuckle Brothers back. That just makes me nervous, people. I don't want to see that. He said, but it's not a guarantee because the player is still not here. Again, he said the player is still not here. Is he telling us here we're going to try and get one player and that's it? What I guarantee is the day the window closes, for me, this is the best team in the world. And I will try to get the best out of them. Now, I watched the press conference. It's a good job I did because if I didn't watch it, I'd possibly be hammering him on that because he says we're the best team in the world. If we're the best team in the world, I want you to win the title this year. But he said it with a little grin on his face and he loves the team and the Cronkays will love him saying that. So it's PR, but we'll let him off. It's a good job I watched the press conference. I might be annihilating that comment. So, yeah, you get a blind today. But apparently we're the best team in the world. I just get the impression we're just going to try and buy a winger. No midfielder's going to come in. He's going to turn around and say, Zinchenko can play there. Fabio Vieira can drop into there. It's a big year for Lokonga. And I don't think we're going to sign a midfielder. I'm saying it. I'm sorry, people, because when we was on the America tour, I was speaking with confidence. I was saying, listen, I think we're getting Tielemans at the end of the window. I'm not sure right now. I'm not sure. Listen, maybe if Bellerin and Ainsley go, maybe it changes. But at the moment, I can only see Arsenal buying one player, and that is a worry to me. On the transfer market, and if the final week of the window is crazy, he said, you look at the players that are coming, the amount of money spent, the level that the squads already have, and what they are adding. It's something I haven't experienced in the league. You saw yesterday a few of the transfers that happened and what is still going to happen in the last week or so. I think is going to be really powerful. Make sure we're powerful. Do you know what I mean? We need to be powerful. I don't want to sit there and watch everyone else make powerful moves. Luca said, Tielemans ain't coming. I told you he won't. Oh, man, I hope he does. Shane said, we used to be Loan FC. Where is that fire gone? Surely we get free loans. I don't think so. We don't often get many loans at the start of the summer, in the summer window. I know we've had like the odd one, like Ceballos back in the day, Baptista and people like that. But I think more the loans are almost January. Oh, there's a hell of a lot of waffle today, MO7. Apologies. Let me skip through it. He said, on the Premier League approaching a record spend, and if it's tougher to get anyone in, he said, yeah, but there are records in terms of performances the leagues have produced, some of the highest ever. You see the points total, you need to achieve certain things. It's never happened in this league. Oh, we're at the end, he said. On Arsenal's schedule, moving to Thursdays and Sundays with the Europa League, and if the squad can handle that, he said, that's what we hope. Obviously, there are a few things that we cannot control, injuries and suspensions as we've had in the past. We have to maintain the level of performance we're at right now, and the demand we will do it every 3 days, which is what you are hoping for when you're at this club. Damn, that was a tiring one. Honestly, the pre-match press conference are pure waffle settings. It's non-stop. I'm actually glad that's finished. I couldn't take much more of reading that waffle. But we're at the end of that. Let's get into some of your comments. We've been on for just over an hour. How many players do you think we're going to sign? In fact, let's get a poll up. More polls than a strip club. I want to ask you people. How many players do you think Arsenal are going to sign before the window closes? Which I believe, does it close Wednesday? Thursday? I think Thursday it finishes. Because I'm concerned. I am concerned. I think one at the most. How many players will Arsenal sign before the window shuts? Let's go. I think 0 is a possibility. So we'll go 0, 1, 2, or we'll go 3. I can't even see us getting 3, but if we did, I'd be happy. So there. How many players will Arsenal sign before the window shuts, people? I'm leaning towards 1 right now. Smokey said Arteta is another Senderos. Watch him. Nah, hey, listen. I mean, big up Senderos. He's been on the channel before. So, I always big him up. I still speak to him, actually. He's in management now. I don't know. I just don't know how many we're going to get. I hope there's a few. At least 2 I need to see. Luca said none. Shaib said none as well. Stefan says 1. Talib said 3. Never. Dre said none. Mr. Gunners, thank you for the super chat, said ESR's lack of playtime is worrying. Martinelli is playing well and that could affect his thoughts about leaving. To be honest, it is unlikely, but it can happen. Do you think ESR is happy with this situation? First of all, no footballer in the world can be happy when he's on the bench. I don't care if you're a young player trying to come through or you're an experienced, established player. You cannot be happy on the bench. However, I think, I've said this before, I think ESR is a very good player. I almost think his position is between a number 10 and a left winger. When he plays left wing, I don't think he's as good a winger as Martinelli. Out and out winger, direct running, hug the touchline. He likes to drift inside. He's a bit more, and then when he plays in the 10 role, I don't think he's an out and out number 10 in the same way that Martin Odegaard is. I don't think he has that weight of pass. So he kind of plays between left wing and number 10. It's like an in-between position. So I think that's why he's struggling to get in the team. And I think there's a lot of hype around Martinelli. Odegaard is the captain. I think Smith Rowe may end up playing a lot of Europa League this season. But you never know. Only takes one injury or a lack of form. Maybe he gets back in the team. But competition is vital, Make sure we smash the likes, people. Over 2,000 of you in the chat. Thank you for your brilliant support. As always, really appreciate it. Big up to everyone who came on, watched the live watch along earlier this morning for the Europa League. Hopefully a few good trips. PSV Eindhoven, Bodo Glimt, that giant of Norway, with their AstroTurf pitch, and FC Zurich. Apologies if I've missed some super chats. A few people saying I've missed them. Big up my brother Kevin Campbell in the chat. It's the players, Curtis. He says, stop moaning, Big C. Any more signings would be extra sweet right now. Kev, I'm not having it. Kev, we need 2 more. Still no centre midfielder, Kev. Thomas Partey gets injured and it's carnage again. Xhaka and El Neni midfield. No. Gabriel Jesus gets injured. I don't think Eddie can hold it down for 3-4 months. No. Pepe's gone. Saka's the only right winger. He needs a rest. Get another right winger in. No. We need more players, Kev. You said it's the players, Curtis. I want at least 2 more. But listen, big up my brother, Kev. Hope you're well. Hopefully we get a show done. Listen, actually, it'd be good to get you on next week with the transfer window closing. So I'll reach out to you. Big up, Kev. Absolute legend. And appreciate the support as always. Tripod said, don't forget about the homegrown player requirements for the Prem and Europa. I think fans overlook that at times. Big up from Newark, New Jersey. Big up, bro. Yeah, again, obviously there's a requirement for how many homegrown players that you have to have. Jay Angelo, big up for the super sticker, bro. Thank you very much for your support as always. People saying I missed super chats. I cannot see any more that I have missed, but I'll double check. Let's have a look. Shaz says, sorry, Big C, I think you need to watch the press conference again. Arteta said players, plural, are not here, not player. I can understand you reading the transcript. Probably should rewatch it. Fair enough. I did watch it, but I didn't hear whether he said player or players. But obviously, you can never trust the transcript when it comes to the Arsenal website. Half the time, they've missed half of the stuff. Apologies if I did miss a super chat. I can't see it. Broad said the most honourable minister, Kevin Campbell. Yes, preach. Kev said, I want minimum 2 more. Let's see. No point moaning. But hey, listen, you know how it is. Football fans, man. We always want more. But I hear you. I want at least 2 more. I want at least 2 more. If Zaha joins, who are we dropping? I always think at top teams, this is just my opinion. I think at top teams, a lot of the time, players aren't guaranteed a selection. So I get what a lot of people are saying. Oh, if you sign Zaha, who does he play in front of? You go to... It's competition with Martinelli. It's competition with Saka. He can play right wing and left wing. So you've all got to go to war, and whoever's on form, you play them. That, for me, is the beauty of a top team. If I said to you this weekend, is Jack Grealish going to play left wing for Manchester City? You would probably say, I don't know. He might play Phil Foden left wing. Is Bernardo Silva going to play? He might play. He might not. He might play Mahrez on. That, for me, is what you get at top clubs. I don't think young players should necessarily be guaranteed a selection. I think you've always got to give them that, that push that you've got to keep performing. Even Saka, probably top boy at the club right now in terms of, player of the year 2 years in a row. Saka should not be guaranteed a selection in this Arsenal team. If he has 4 or 5 bad games, he should be dropped. I don't care what you've done the last 2 years. What do they say? What have you done for me lately? I want to see. You've got to keep pushing him. That's how you reach the top, in my opinion. It might sound harsh, but I think that's how you become a great football club. The demand has to be high, that you have to keep performing, keep improving, So we'll have to see. But big up Arsenal corner flag with that. Kev said it's the players as always. I hear you, Kev. Maybe you was right all along, Kev. Maybe you was right all along. Okay, well, he said, agreed, need competition in each position. Ammo said 5 subs now plus Europa. We need big quality, 100%. Delta Source said that's the key, 100%. Jahia said the season is long, it's a marathon. Let me get back. I actually missed one bit of transfer news out, and big up for letting me know. Let me actually just end that poll before I get to it. I forgot to speak about Asensio. That was a player that I wanted to speak about today. 47% of you think we'll get 1, 29% think 2, 20% think none, and 3% think we will get 3 players in. So we'll have to see. Let me finish off with a final bit of transfer news surrounding Asensio from Real Madrid. There's a story going around today that he's been offered to Manchester United and to Arsenal. Both clubs are looking for a winger. He has a year left on his contract. Now, I think most of you would be saying, I think a lot of you would say no. I think 2 or 3 years ago, nearly all of you would have taken him. I thought at one stage Asensio was going to become a superstar. He's 26 years of age now. He's had a major knee injury, and his career has just seemingly disappeared at Madrid. Although, to be fair, he's still got 10 goals in the league last year in 31 games, so he's still contributed. But he has a year left on his contract, and apparently has been offered to Premier League clubs, including Arsenal and Manchester United. Carlo Ancelotti did a press conference this morning. He was asked about Asensio being offered to clubs in the Premier League, and he said, I think Asensio is looking to see if he can leave. If he doesn't leave in September, he will 100% be Real Madrid and my player. Apparently they want 30 million euros, which is around 25 million pounds. Again, I'll ask you people, would you take, in fact, let's get a poll up. Let's finish off with one more poll. Would you sign Asensio for 25 million? Cheaper, pedigree, won a number of trophies, but injury prone and hasn't started really on a regular basis for a little while. But some of you would you still take him based on... let me know. Let's see what you've got to say. Would you take Asensio for £25 million, people. It looks as if he's available and he's been offered to the club. The poll is up. Let me know what you think around him. Beresford said, but it's the players, Kurt, the Man U players, they're all rubbish. Listen, it'll be interesting how United respond this weekend. They were brilliant against Liverpool. Can they go to Southampton and do it this weekend? RZL, Asensio or Memphis Depay? I mean, they're saying Depay could be available on a free transfer now. I'd maybe go Memphis, just because no transfer fee. I wouldn't turn him down on a free. Asensio worries me because of the injury, That's the only thing for me. Mr. Gunner said Asensio is probably not open for Europa League right after he won the Champions League, but apparently they've told him he won't play. So he's going to want first-team football in a World Cup year. Abrima said, I will drive him to the airport myself. Believe me, he's obviously not convinced by him. Rodney said, no, I'd prefer Zaha, and Zaha is Premier League proven. No Senzio, you're calling him. Mr. Krabby said, just ordered my Jamaica Arsenal shirt. I don't blame you. Arsenal analyst said, my mind's telling me no, but my heart is telling me yeah. Yo, in fact, I shouldn't even be singing them songs about R. Kelly. They cancelled him, right? Cristiano Ronaldo has decided that the best option for his future is to return to Sporting Lisbon. The Portuguese club and Mendes are working on his arrival. It's still far from complete. What is going on with Cristiano Ronaldo? He's literally he's offering himself to any and everyone. Anyone willing to take him. As long he would sign for any Champions League club right now. He just doesn't seem to care. The Athletic have just confirmed that Zaha is injured, and that's why he's missing the game. But it looks as if Ronaldo could be on his way back. I don't see how that deal happens, to be honest, because how could they afford his wages? I don't see how they could get anywhere near what Ronaldo would want wage-wise. Aya said, not sure people still use Champions League as a reason when money simply fixes that. I mean, look at Man United, Casemiro. Exactly, exactly. You give him a massive contract, all of a sudden Champions League ain't that important, especially when you've won it that many times. Hiss said, no, what about St. Maximum? Listen, Newcastle got big money, man. You ain't just pulling him out of there on the cheap, They would want a lot. Cristiano is a loose cannon. I think he's so desperate to continue with this Champions League record. Obviously, the likes of Messi and Lewandowski and Benzema aren't far behind. He's thinking, I cannot have a year out of the Champions League. I will go to anyone. He's being linked with Napoli. He's being linked with Dortmund. He's being linked with Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon might not even get out of the group. You might play 6 group games and end up back in the Europa League. It's all mad, people. But Asensio, for me, is an interesting one. Talent, no doubt about it. You don't lose talent. Even with a big injury, you don't lose talent. Does he have the intensity? Does he have the physique? Does he have the hunger to deal with the Premier League? I personally wouldn't go for Asensio. I've got to be honest. I think if you're prepared to pay 25 million for Asensio, who I think is a big risk because of the injury and the fact he's never played in the Prem, I would rather pay an extra 15 million and sign Zaha or sign Neto or somebody like that. I just wouldn't. And just to make it even worse, he's on 130 grand a week. So for me, I would not go near Asensio, in my opinion. He's going to want at least the same to come to Arsenal. So for me, Zaha, Neto, far better options than Asensio. For me, it would be a no. Let me just end that poll before we round up, people. Would you take Asensio for 25 million? 62% say no. 38% say yes. As I said, talented player. I'd rather get somebody than nobody, but I wouldn't go for Asensio personally. I think there are better options. XO said Lucas Paqueta is proper. We messed up on that. If he goes to West Ham and tears the place apart, I think a lot of Arsenal fans will be saying, why did we not go for him? And apparently Edu was a massive fan of him as well. Dan said, I'd love Zaha. Arsenal analyst said Zaha or Neto, no-brainer. Anyone else is a counterfeit. Temp said, I don't rate Asensio. United standard, not for us. Sakin said, Zaha brings us at least 12 points minimum. Probably gets us about another 7-8 penalties as well. Yeah. Smash the like button, people. Still 2,000 of you in the chat. Shane said, what do you think of Isaac to Newcastle? I mean, a lot of people saying he's a good player. I'm not fully convinced by him. I'll have to see more of him. Goal record isn't great. People were saying don't always judge him on goals, but ultimately strikers are judged on goals. Unless you're a false nine and you're a link player, which I don't think he is. Joel says 2K in the chat. Let's make it 1,000 likes. Couple more minutes and I'll be out of here, people. 65 said, big up Big C. I'd be happy with one more signing, although we need 3. I ain't seen us spend like this in a minute, so got to appreciate. Yeah, you're right. We do have to appreciate it. Intriguing to see Isaac at Newcastle. He would have fit our play style well, I think. We'll see how he does. Elliot said Paqueta and Marquinhos, 2 strikes. Abrima said if we get Neto, we can challenge the league this season and win it next season. You think he makes that much of a difference? Let's see what else she said. Rodney said, how much do you think ESR is worth? England international, young, plays for Arsenal. Got to be 50, 60 million, I would think. But no, in Arsenal, we'd probably get a packet of crisps and a drink for him, the way we negotiate players. Cody said, you're the only Gunner YouTuber I like, man, along with Lee. Appreciate that, Cody. Paqueta to West Ham is depressing, said Tora. I wouldn't say depressing. It's definitely one that I'd look at and think maybe we should have gone for him. Michael said, I don't see Zaha in our starting 11. Who drops out? I think he would put a lot of pressure on both the wingers in our team because of what he brings, particularly Martinelli on the left-hand side, but I think he can play right wing as well. And you can rotate. I think you need 4 good wingers with the system that we play now. Pepe's gone. We've only got 3, so I definitely think we need 1 more. Rowan said, damn, I missed the stream, but Arsenal should stay away from Asensio. Don't worry, man. That's the beauty of Rewind, you know. Koji said, Curtis, you have to get that Jamaican kit. Bro, come on. You don't have to even say that. It's been in the wardrobe since yesterday. I wore it on the stream this morning. Get yourself involved, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hour and 20 minutes. Really enjoyed talking with the community today. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. The Europa League draw this morning. Thank you very much for everyone who tuned in for the watch along for that. I will be on tomorrow. 4:45, Arsenal against Fulham watch along. 45 minutes before kickoff, we'll be live. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be scenes. Hopefully 4 wins out of 4 on top of the league. I've got a pre-recorded Arsenal v Fulham preview coming out. Should be late tonight, if not early tomorrow morning. But I'm going to try and get it out about 10 o'clock tonight. So look out for that as well. Enjoy your Friday, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great day. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Make sure you tune in for the watch along. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.